right, so this is basically my project for the objectives for my website that I have here. I did make some changes from the previous way I had the site. I had some of my letters here that were not so visible, so I changed the color of what it looks like. So my degree is network security, and the objectives are there's six of them, just like the other classes. Network security is, I wouldn't say a dry topic. I mean, every business needs it. Every network should have it. Um, the documents that I have, some of them have pictures. Majority of it are just like PDFs that are through a PDF viewer, and it's majority of it is words, and some of it has pictures, as you'll see throughout this video. Objective one is basically creating a network designed to the outside world with the hard components, stuff like that. As you can see here, I got basically the server and what the network diagram looks like. Here's like the software for the DHCP server. Didn't do a whole lot of IP addresses. Only did 100 of them. Majority of places out there will have anywhere from a couple hundred to a couple thousand of IP addresses, depending on the size of the network. As you can see, then I got also phones connected to it. That can actually dial through to the outside world. They're voice over IP phones, DNS servers, doing ping tests. Look, I even got a coffee machine. Yeah, just basically, this is just a run through of like how networks. This was a class that had things wrong with the network, and basically we had to get it up and running again. So we basically troubleshooting NICs, coffee machines. I mean, you name it, it was on there. Printers, phones, DNS servers, DHCPs. The second objective is basically was exploits and hacking. Um, this class was really fun. I actually enjoyed it a lot, learned a lot. So this document is going to basically, there's two documents, one for network sniffing and one for penetration test. And as you can see, we did some of them on a most of it was done on a virtual machine. So basically had to look up a website and basically do an investigation of that website, who's hosting it, where is it coming from, how long does it take to from your computer to get to their servers and stuff like that. That's basically what this document is for and stuff like that. Basically, this is the website that we looked up right here. The second document is the network sniffing, and we use Wireshark. Wireshark is a very, very powerful tool that most network admins will use to monitor networks, to troubleshoot, to pretty much do anything on the network side. And when I say network side, I'm talking about like routers and switches, basically stuff you don't see as a normal everyday user. I mean, as you can see, we did a lot of things with Wireshark. We looked up what the we what did it say? We basically are scanning all the ports and stuff like that of the network. We had to download a file called attack1 and download it to our computers. It didn't really do anything harm. It was just basically showing what the network does when it's downloading something from a software or a server. And as you can see, these are all the information that I pulled from Wireshark, and this is on my virtual machine that I had built for the class. This is not my personal computer. And as you can see, we just did some of the steps. Go into the TCP streaming. You can do go really, really deep and say this is the source of the IP from basically the steps where the downloads were coming from. Number 3 is the scripting and hacking. Again, this one was fun because basically the codes that we were putting into these virtual machines that were doing like the updates and audits. You can check the log scripts of certain files on the virtual machine. That's for example, this one right here was basically pointing out a certain piece of information from the password file. And basically this is all the information that we pulled from it with just that little command right there. So the next script was doing a vulnerability scan for all IP addresses that contain high-rated vulnerabilities. We only did these, 7 of them right here. This one shows the script on how the login fails for the system log file in the home directory. Once you typed in this code, or not this code, this script right here, it pulled in the information from the server. This script is connects a remote server, determine the version of the software it's running on port 80. As you can see, this is what the code looks like. And then once you ran the code, it basically ran the script. You typed in the IP or the web address, and then is the URL matching to scan this from port 80? Yes. So that's it. Basically, all that document goes. You could it was pretty interesting. The class was fun. The fourth objective is business continuity and disaster recovery. Basically, what that means is what you needed to do to keep your business up and running to, obviously make money. That's what businesses do. This whole document was basically we had we were a team, and each of us had different parts throughout the whole class. As you can see, there's 16 pages, and this one is pretty in depth from what each of our roles were. Like I said, business continuity and the disaster recovery. Basically, we had scenarios if what would happen if something happened to the business. How would we bring it back up and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, each of us had different parts of the project, and we collaborated and put it all into one. But as you can see, it's a lot. There was a lot of doing research and reading and stuff like that for this class. It was very, very long nights. All right, the fifth one is basically the research report and implementation plan concerning legal and ethical best practices and mandated requirements that pertain to information security. This one was interesting. Like I said, a lot of reading and a lot of research and stuff like that. So this one was, like I said, you're creating a security team from the ground up. You're creating a business team, and they have to find a way to basically secure your building. It runs 24/7. See some of the pictures. There's basically the turnstiles. So you have to scan your badge to get into the turnstile, and vice versa. When you walk out, you got a badge out as well. This document goes over like the types of badge scanners the building can purchase. These are the key cards. You can get some that are the size of a quarter, some that are the size of a credit card, stuff like that. So that's basically what this document is. You get the 4K cameras or 1080 cameras, depending on what you want to purchase. And each network should have a backup system, offsite and onsite. Yeah, so we did. We went over gaining access to certain areas. Who can access certain things? Like not everybody can access the server room. Not everybody should be able to access the accounting room, etc. Audits, same thing. You basically got to test out to see if your company is up to standards according to the, as you can see, the ISO 27001. Um, Basically, if you're within compliance and any security controls, stuff like that. The sixth and final one is a research document test to evaluate several current industries, information security based about malicious activities, covert methodology, encryption technology. This class was actually pretty interesting as well. Um, Basically, is there's no pictures on this one. How we what what we basically did was had to get like a certain network, and we had to dig deep into it if something would happen to it, ransomware, malware, stuff like that. So those are all the objectives that I had for my network security classes. Hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you for watching.